Good evening and welcome to another edition of Your Pocket Mechanic. So this afternoon I was driving home from some appointments uptown and I passed by the corner gas station, a place I always go to get my gas. And it's about the cheapest place in town, but I noticed they're right under that $4 a gallon magic mark. And I live in Southern California where gas prices are typically higher than anywhere else. And every time gas prices start going up, as they do every few years, you start seeing ads online or in magazines that have different products that can save you fuel. And a lot of them have little captions on them that say things like, the secret the oil companies don't want you to know about. And there's a whole variety of different things they have out there that promise to save you gas. One of the first ones I noticed out there are these different pills or additives that you can put in your gas tank that look something like this. The first problem I have with some of these products is we don't know what's in them. You have no idea what's in them. There may be ingredients listed on their label or on their bottle or even on their website, but you just don't know. You have no idea what's in them. And the problem I have with that is you don't know what it's doing to your vehicle. The first thing that comes to my mind is if it does anything at all to the fuel, to the exhaust, this could cause problems with the sensors on your engine, because now your oxygen sensor is picking up something other than fuel or air that's going through the exhaust. And this can skew a whole lot of different readings. If nothing else, it could turn on your malfunction indicator lamp. But it can alter strategies that are already programmed into the engine computer. That could cause a whole variety of problems. We don't know what's in it, and chances are it doesn't work. It may be absolutely nothing. And think of it this way. What about when you see these pills in the back of magazines on websites that promise to restore your hair or make you lose weight? This magic pill can do all of that. Doesn't it make you skeptical? Well, the same kind of skepticism should happen when you see these products that promise to save you fuel. It is a waste of money. So right away I say don't try any magic pills or any magic fluids to put inside your gas tank. The second thing I see quite often when gas prices go up are little contraptions that look something like this. The problem I have with these things is if they were really that great, wouldn't the manufacturer have installed them on the vehicle to begin with? I mean, think about it. One of the biggest selling points for many auto manufacturers is their high fuel mileage and low emissions. They've already engineered all the airflow devices and fuel control devices into the vehicle to begin with. If they really had this bolt-on component that would increase the fuel mileage and reduce emissions, they would be selling it from their parts department, or they would install it on the vehicle to begin with. They wouldn't advertise in the back of a magazine. But more importantly, what I have an issue with is these things promise to atomize the fuel better or help the air mixture better. So basically you're probably putting it in line with your air filter into the engine. What happens if that thing comes apart? Where are those pieces going to go? They're going to be drawn into the engine and devastate the engine. Now, do you really think a company that advertises their product in the back of a magazine or in a real obscure website has the money to pay out those kind of lawsuits? Don't put anything on your car that didn't come with it to begin with. Now, the third thing that I often see, I've been seeing a lot more of these lately, is a device that will plug into your engine's powertrain control module and alter the strategy of the computer programming. And they look something like this. Now these chips or programs or whatever you want to call them, they've actually been around for quite a long time. A lot of them promise to increase horsepower, increase fuel economy, whatever. Do they work? Sometimes they do. I don't trust them. I don't like them. Anything that alters the strategy of the powertrain control module isn't good. First of all, it can void your warranty. If you have any kind of a warranty on your vehicle, it'll void it. Also, it can cause you to fail vehicle emissions test. Now, they often tell you that you can remove it prior to an emissions test and you'll pass the test just fine. I don't know if that's true or not. I've never bought them. But think about this. Engineers spend a lot of time and a lot of money figuring out the perfect strategies to program into the powertrain control module before they build and deliver you the car. They know what gets the best fuel economy, the lowest emissions, and the best performance out of a vehicle. Altering that by somebody that designs some software in their garage could cause a lot of problems. You may gain something, but it's at the cost of something else. Something else to think about. Would the manufacturer really know if you installed it on your vehicle? Perhaps they could. If you think about it, a lot of newer vehicles are equipped with OnStar, Telogis, that report to the manufacturer via satellite what the vehicle's doing. It's quite possible they can see that the programming strategy has been altered in the powertrain control module by something added on. It could void any kind of warranty. There again, if it causes any kind of an engine damage because of a malfunction in that software, are they going to reimburse you for it? Is the company that designed it, are they going to warranty your engine? It's not really worth the risk to me. My best advice I have to you when it comes to improving your fuel economy, change your driving habits. First of all, though, you need to make sure your vehicle is in great shape. Is it running well? How about the tire pressures? Are those good? Each tire on it has a label that gives the proper tire pressure. Now, the first mistake people make is they drive up to the gas station, wherever they go to put air in their tires, and they put in the recommended tire pressure. If you look at that label closely, it gives you the tire pressure reading when cold. Think about that. The vehicle needs to be set before you check and adjust the tire pressure. You don't want it too low. You don't want the tire pressure too low because then it increases rolling resistance. You don't want it too high because then it starts altering the handling characteristics. So you want your tire inflation checked when the vehicle is cold, and you want it proper. That's very important when it comes to fuel economy. You want to make sure your air filter is clean. You want to make sure your spark plugs are relatively new. You know, spark plugs now have a very long service interval. So if you're getting close to that time, maybe it's time to get a spark plug replacement done. Take your air filter out. Hold it up to the sunlight. Do you see sun coming through it? If you do, then it's good. If you don't, you need an air filter, because a dirty air filter is a lot like running around the block with your hand over your mouth. But I really stress driving habits. I have some terrible driving habits. If I'm in a hurry to get somewhere, I'll drive pedal to the metal to get there. Sometimes, you make good harsh takeoffs from a stop sign. You need to learn to change those things, and it can be very difficult to do. I finally had to start programming myself to leave early when I need to get somewhere. If I have a long ways to go and say it's going to take an hour to get there, I'll leave another half hour early. The best thing you can do sometimes is, now that we have, capabilities to plug our phones into our stereo, download a good book, download a good album, have something to listen to along the way that makes the trip enjoyable. Sometimes you may even find yourself driving a little bit slower so you can finish hearing the book you're listening to, or you can finish hearing that really cool album you downloaded. Make driving fun. You don't always have to be in a hurry to get where you're going. So the magic trick to saving fuel doesn't cost you a dime. It's change your driving habits. So none of those other magic potions work. Sorry to disappoint you. The ads are funny. If nothing else, get a kick out of them when you read them, especially the ones that say the secret that oil companies don't want you to know about. Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, they don't work. I'm Randy Ruth, and thank you for watching another edition of Your Pocket Mechanic.